This bill, what it will do is introduce a random inspection and enforcement regime for state flights through Irish airspace and landing in Irish airports. For years now, we've come into this chamber and debated again and again the systematic underpinning of our neutrality by US military flights flying over our airspace or landing in our airports. The government's response again and again has been a stubborn refusal to even recognise the problem, let alone address it. The refusal to implement a proper inspection regime or to take action on unsanctioned weapons flights is a betrayal of Irish neutrality. When those flights are in active support of brutal and genocidal war in the Middle East, it becomes a deep moral failure on the part of our state. At least 1,300 US military and military contracted civilian aircraft have flown within 37 miles of Shannon Airport between January 2024 and March 2026. Including at least 45 flights that travelled to or from Israel. The government had openly acknowledged authorising the transfer of weapons through Shannon to Israel, and this came 2 years into a genocide. Time after time, when it comes to take a really firm stand, they shirk that responsibility. Think of all the abject failures we've seen already this week. The failure to include services in the Occupied Territories Bill. This failure to take any action towards a boycott of the Ireland-Israel football match. Passage of weapons through Ireland to Israel is the clearest illustration of the utter failure of the government to match rhetoric with any meaningful action. It's a cut and dry case of Irish complicity in our Israeli crimes, and that's shamefully, and this is shameful and demands action. It will also crucially take action on the shameful use of Shannon for ICE deportation flights. These ICE flights included third country removals where individuals are forcibly taken to countries where they have no connection. Imagine that. Imagine any of us being pushed into that situation, plonked into that situation. We can no longer be complicit in these flights or in the military flights that are undermining our neutrality and adding fuel to the fire of the illegal wars in the Middle East. Labour as a party, we've had a long time call for a complete ban on the use of Irish airspace and airports for the transport of weapons of war. This is a principled position that we root in our commitment to peace, neutrality and international law. As a country how much we experience genocide ourselves, our Scar Kayla, Var Nadina, we know that we're living in each other's shadows in this world. It's only one world, and this is something that we can do.